on. I actually forgot about this. I was so busy editing a video that I forgot to start it. Yeah, so I want to do weekly live streams. Chatting with the chat. Talk to me, chat. It's kind of funny. Is it? What's the title of this? No way. It's the same title. Bro. How do I change the name of this? I thought I changed the name of it. YouTube Studio. All right, there. I changed the name of it. Talk to me, chat. It's kind of cold in here. Hold up. Give me a sec. There we are. So I've been editing videos all day. Ends up becoming like a real job at a certain point. And sometimes it feels like I'm wasting my time. But, yo, what's up, Jared? I don't know if this mic is better because sometimes the other mic sounds better. And I think it's fine. I guess we'll find out. Wait, is this even... Oh, this isn't even the right mic. Oh, here's the mic. What's up, Jared? How was your day? What are you doing? What are you up to in life? You know, I had a fat steak today. Fat steak. And it made me feel kind of nauseous, which I thought was weird. Trying to go to the gym twice a day because I've been neglecting the gym for so long. I played indoor for a long time. I started out playing grass. But no, I played indoor at a very high level. I was my club team won 4 national championships. I played indoor volleyball at Pepperdine, Division 1. Yeah, I played indoor for a long time. I think I'm actually better at indoor. I think I'm better at libero indoor than beach. But libero sucks because you don't get to hit the ball. And you don't even get to serve, which is crazy. Crazy. You don't get to serve as a libero. That sucked. Even though I had one of the better serves. At least that's what one of the guys told me. I had a good serve, so. But I couldn't use it at Pepperdine. But it is kind of crazy how much stronger I've gotten since I was at Pepperdine. Like, yeah, I was serving the ball maybe like 61, 62 miles per hour when I got to Pepperdine. And then, like, when I left Masters 4 years later, I was hitting the ball like 70, 72. And it's just because I got, I guess, older. I didn't really work out that much more. Day was good and just work. You love being lib. Yeah, that's just not me. That's just not me. Oh, by the way, guys, I don't pay for the full version of Restream. So if you send me a message on here, it takes me about 15 seconds to get it, maybe even more. So bear with me. Maybe I should just pay it, whatever it is, so we can chat back and forth right quick, real quick. You know, I've been thinking about different videos to make on the main channel, like vlogs and stuff. But I always forget. Like I have these ideas, like like I feel like a good people were asking like, oh, what do you eat? Like what's your diet as a pro beach volleyball player? But then I'll eat something and then I'll like forget, like, oh, I should have recorded that. Is Pepperdine in the Big West when you were playing? Yeah, is it not anymore? Yeah, it was Big West. We played UCLA, USC. Um, who else was in our thing? BYU was in our conference. What else? Who else? I'm sure there were other good teams. Yeah, those were the only ones I remember. UCLA, USC, BYU. Wow, it wasn't that long ago. It was only 5 years ago. But you know, I was only born 5 years ago, 7 years ago. So it's hard to remember things when you're a baby. Was it weird at first the transition from indoor to beach? Well, I grew up playing beach. I yeah, I played my first beach tournament when I was like 9. So no, it wasn't really a weird switch. What's weird is like your first tournament back when you first when you first come back to beach, you feel like a newborn deer, off balance, can't hit the ball, like you're in quicksand. And it's just a different I mean, I guess I didn't start playing competitively on the beach until 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning a lot. Uh, Setting is where it's at. You know, I would actually recommend if you're shorter and you want to play a high level instead of playing libero, just set because you can get away with it kind of. We probably. I don't remember playing Hawaii. They were not in our conference. We played UCSB and they weren't in our conference either. And UCSB smoked us because their ball control was so good. They all looked exactly the same. They were all like a little bit smaller, had the same like square head, and their ball control was so good. They were like passing our. It felt like they were practically passing our jumpsters with their hands. But yeah, that wasn't even close. Playing at BYU was an experience for sure. 5,000 people, all of them look the same, probably related. Yelling so loud you can't even hear yourself. Like you can. I remember one play I like grabbed this guy in the face and I'm like telling him what I don't know what to do or whatever, and then he yelled back. I couldn't hear him at all because people were so loud. Why does Nate Miller act so unhinged whenever you guys play each other? I'm gonna pin this one. Wait, how do I pin this one? Oh, this thing's not working. Oh, here we go. Dude, I don't know. Maybe he has a crush on me. I don't know what's wrong with him. We might play a tournament together before the end of the year. It's a weird relationship him and I have. I tell him like Yeah, just in person, he'll give me a hard time. I'm like, why do you think we're friends? Like, what do you talk you're acting like we're friends. We could be friends. Yeah, did you see the video when we were in Washington or were we, Oregon? And he would hit the ball or block me or whatever, and then he would go and like blow on my neck. Like, how gay is that? Nate. I don't know how much gayer you can get. Hey, I've been wanting to do this. There's only 4 people, but one's in the chat if you think Nate Miller's on steroids. Just do it. Just put a one just so I can clip this and send it to him. Come on, I need to see ones in the chat. And I will send this to him. But I also have to wait 15 seconds for it to come through. That's so funny. My coach, first time he meets Nate. Yes. First time my coach meets Nate, says, "Man, you got to get off the juice." And Nate, he denies it. I've actually talked to Nate. I asked him seriously. I was like, "Hey, you got to tell me, are you on the juice?" And he said no. It's up for debate. Up for debate for sure. Yes. Okay, I'm screenshotting this and sending it to him. Or I'll go back and screen record it. Man, I guess I met Nate like a year ago in Virginia. So there's a guy in Virginia that I stay with every year. I met him through YouTube actually. And apparently he was letting other people stay there, and I just one of the mornings wake up and Nate's probably shirtless, making some food. So we met. I thought he was like Puerto Rican or something. He looks Puerto Rican, but he's I think 100% German, which makes zero sense. He looks like he could be Puerto Rican or black or something, like half black or something. Um, so yeah, we met, had some interesting conversations. Oh yeah, I do remember that because the guy we were staying with, his mom is like a marriage therapist, marriage counselor. I don't know. So we were just like getting the whole relationship advice spiel from her, and Nate was trying to jump in on that too. But yeah, we met then, and then probably didn't talk for like a year, almost a year until. Oh yeah, until the SFEA last year, not this past one, but the year before, and he was like barking at me, like I don't know, beat him twice in the finals. So that's what matters really. I thought he didn't like you. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, what's up? S2 mother. Oh. Hey, bro. I appreciate it. Um, Best defender and best blocker in the AVP this year. Best blocker, like all around or just blocking? Because if it's just purely blocking, maybe Phil Dahlhauser, but Phil's kind of going downhill on the other skills like passing and just everything else. You can tell he's just not the same spring chicken. It's a little harder for him to like get the short serves. If I played him, I'd probably serve him short every time. But his blocking is insane. You know who's an underrated blocker is Caleb Quakel. Caleb Quakel is actually one of the better blockers I've played against. He's only like 6'3", but he gets up. Best defender, Taylor Crabb. I don't think anybody's even close to him. He's the only person I think in the AVP that I'm actually impressed with is Taylor. And then Trevor I'm impressed with because he's like clearly not that athletic, but does a really good job. Well, okay, so I posted a video about my first time playing Trevor, but Trevor's like one of my favorite players, if not my favorite player, which is so funny because I'm supposed to be like this Christian dude. Well, I am this Christian dude. And he's like, I guess in everybody else's eyes, the opposite of that, just because he's, I don't know, talks trash or whatever. But what I really like about Trevor is he's authentic. He is so genuinely himself, and he so genuinely thinks he's better than everybody. And he's not playing into the whole like macho man, like, look at me, I'm so cool, like Taylor Sanders. Trevor just is like no BS, just wants to beat you. So when I met him in Chicago last year, I told him, I was like, hey, my name's Diego. Like, I'm about to play you on Stadium Court. And he just was like, I don't know, it didn't really seem like he wanted to chat. And I told him, I was like, hey, by the way, you're like one of my favorite players. And he's like, oh. I'm like, thanks. Barking is crazy. Phil is washed. You know, I think a lot of people are thinking it, but he's still better than pretty much everybody. So, but you could tell it's time for him to retire. Somebody needs to make him retire. I'll be the guy. How often do you practice/play? You know, in off season, not that much. Like I'm trying to actually take the next couple weeks, just no volleyball at all. But during season, training 3 times a week, 4 times a week, playing a tournament every weekend. Once we start training like seriously for like in the off season around January, February, I'll probably practice 5 days a week. So we'll do a group practice with my coach and a couple of other guys. And my coach will run that practice. And that'll be Monday, Wednesday, sometimes Friday. And then I'll go actually twice a day too. So Monday, Wednesday mornings we'll train, and then in the afternoon I'll probably serve a bunch of balls. Tuesday, Thursdays, maybe get some practice games in or work with whoever I'm training with. Maybe we'll just do some isolated drills. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, if you have 3 people, you can get a pretty good practice. But I think it would be nice to play more games. Like in the old school days, they had just workup courts all day, every day in Manhattan, and there'd be tons of people just hanging out, watching. You just more like literally sun up to sundown every day is what they did, and it mattered like because if you lost, you were off. So that's why I like workup courts. It's in Laguna. There's a similar thing, but it's with fours. If you win, you stay on. If you lose, you're off. And if it's at a beach like Laguna or Huntington by the pier and you get people watching, it's kind of fun. So it's like that's the easiest way to, I guess, simulate a tournament like situation because practice only does so much because there's no adrenaline. You're comfortable with the sand wherever you're training. There's not a bunch of people. It doesn't really matter if you do well. No money on the line, no points on the line. You should play with Caleb. That would be my favorite team ever. You know, Caleb, I've actually asked Caleb to play, and he's always told me he's playing with somebody else. So I don't know what his deal is, but maybe one day. Jesus Rules team for sure. Yeah, him and I. He just got married, so I don't think he's going to be playing anytime soon. At least not very competitively. He's going to gain like 50 pounds if his wife is making him food. But I don't know. He's too nice. At your level, how does it work with finances, coaches, travels? Does AVP pay you? Well, AVP pays you if you do well. I think I'm in a different situation than most people financially, just because I've set things up in a way to where I'm chilling, and I'm not married. I don't have kids. Um, I do private lessons, which pays pretty well. So it's kind of on the players to fund themselves, find their own sponsorships. I've like past this past year, I had I don't know how specific I should get, but I had enough sponsorships to pay for everything, all my flights, hotel if we needed it, food, flights for my coach and my partner. My church actually supports me, and then some other sponsors here and there. Um, and then everything else is just take home take home money. My coach, I am super blessed, and this is another reason why like my situation is different. I don't actually have to pay my coach. My coach does ministry full time, and he trains us for free because the ministry is the most important thing. Us traveling and preaching the gospel and connecting with churches and believers and non-believers, like he has other people that support him financially to where he can coach us for free. So I just pay for his I pay for his flights when I can, or if we don't have enough, if he doesn't get enough support for his flights, then I'll cover his. Um, but yeah, AVP, in the big tournaments, they'll give you a travel stipend. So, like Manhattan, they gave us like $500 each travel stipend. Chicago, I think it was like 500 each, which is enough for the flight. And then at the bigger tournaments, they'll pay for your hotel. But the smaller ones, no. So I've actually you have to put in work and reach out to people to crash at people's houses and stuff. That's a big way to save money. Um, and you said what? How do you seek sponsorships? Yeah, so that's a good question. That's a really good question. Connections, knowing people, it's always big. Like all the sponsorships I've gotten have been from people I know. All the significant sponsorships have been from people I know. Um, yeah, so I'm trying to build social media. So like this YouTube channel, my other YouTube channel, to where I actually have an audience, and which is really what brands want, sponsorships want. They want eyes on their product, right? So I mean, we have 8 people on right now. If I had, I mean, maybe sponsorships would value that. Like if I had, it would be so nice to have a coconut water company sponsor me, but I could just like have it up here. Um, but these companies are so cheap these days. Because you know why? Because players are taking free stuff and being free billboards for them. Because this happens to me all the time. I'll go somewhere and a company will come up to me and say, "Hey, we'll give you free shirts. We'll give you free jacket. We'll give you free this, the free that." And at first, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome! Like getting a bunch of free stuff." And then you realize, "Oh, I'm just a free billboard for these people." So you have to start charging them and saying no because I have way too many clothes. Well, yeah. Um, yeah. Shout out to my sponsor. Shout out to my church. Actually, that was huge. What denomination would you say you are? No, I don't subscribe to any denomination, but I wouldn't even call myself non-denominational because that already has become its own denomination. Just loosey goosey disco church is what my friend's dad calls it, disco church. Because there's a lot of really big churches that it just ends up being a concert, which I'm not against. Like big extravagant worship. Like I think we should worship God with everything, and we shouldn't just be like only reading hymns and like not raising your hand and not showing too much emotion, or you're going to be crazy charismatic. But yeah, I just read the Bible. I do what the Bible says. That's my goal. Do what the Word of God says. Try to not do what I feel or what I think. I don't even know if my church has a denomination. I appreciate Baptists and those like more reformed churches because they hold to the Bible, but they don't believe in the spiritual gifts. They don't believe in miracles, or they say they do, but they don't really. And I mean, I could tell you so many stories of supernatural things that have happened in my life. So, like, you need the balance. You need the hold to the scripture and then also believe the Lord to be able to blow your mind, you know. But then the churches that are, like perform miracles, like worship extravagantly and these things that I love, they end up compromising a lot of biblical issues. Like women in ministry is a big one. I just posted about that. Like that's huge. Like people don't realize how foundational that is and like how much of an effect that has on our church and on society. Getting the gender roles right. It is the foundation. Literally in the beginning of the Bible, you have Adam and Eve, like that relationship. If you don't get that right, everything else falls apart. So we need to be both sides. Hold to the Bible, worship the Lord passionately, believe him for great things. Can I ask questions here or wait for your VB channel Q&A? Oh, volleyball question. Okay. So here's what I'm gonna do is for the next maybe couple weeks, maybe month, I'll answer volleyball questions on here, and then I'm going to make it strictly volleyball questions on my other account. So ask away now while you can before I take it away. Will you ever play volleyball in Hawaii? I want to play the Dino. I've actually Taylor and Trevor probably don't know this. I don't talk to them, but their dad um, really likes me for some reason, and I might end up playing it with him. But he's getting old, and he says he's too old to play anymore. But he wants to play with me, and he really likes me for some reason. What church do you attend? I go to the W Church in Newport Beach. It stands for the Word. It's the only oh yeah, it is not. It's the only non-denominational church in Newport Beach. We have like Newport has Catholic and Lutheran churches. W answer. Yeah. Appreciate it. So basically you follow Jesus and what the Bible says. Amen. Yeah, exactly. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And he also said to the Pharisees, so we're following Jesus. And the Bible is the word of God, but it points to Christ. You can get too religious and be like, when Jesus said to the Pharisees, you seek the scriptures thinking in them you have salvation, when really the scriptures point to me, Jesus. It is so rare to find people not extreme on one side. Yes, yeah. It is. It's sad too. Any advice you can share? There's times where I feel like I reached my peak in volleyball, but then there's times where I feel good on the court. I play A-level and played a few open tournaments. I think growth comes in waves. Sometimes you plateau for a while, but then you have some sort of revelation and you get better. If you watch my videos, honestly, not even trying to plug myself, but if you watch my tutorial videos, those will be the best ways that you can actually start seeing improvements. Um, because most people just aren't training effectively. They're wasting their time. Um, my goal is to remain steady, open level player. Yeah, just play the highest level just only play open tournaments. That's what I would say. Play just a bunch of open level tournaments because you just need the reps. Like you could beat on A players. What good is that going to do for you? You need to play with better players, and just be thinking about the game. Like when you're practicing, don't try too hard in practice. Think, be analyzing, try new things. Right? You have to slow the game down, experiment, see what works, see what doesn't work, and then when you play tournaments, um, sometimes do the same thing. Sometimes don't try too hard in the tournament and just work on something. Because if you're just trying to win every time, you're never going to actually be able to think. Stealing Crab's dad for his partner. Yeah. They actually, apparently, according to their dad, they have a third brother who is a Christian man. But apparently he's kind of weird. I don't know him. But his dad goes, yeah, keep preaching to my boys, preach to my boys, they need it. I'm like, what about you? And he's like, I'm too old for that. I'm trying to dial in on being slow to fast in my approach, but I have no control over the practices, and it's an uncontrolled environment to work on besides hitting lines. Well, who's running your practices? Yeah, being slow to fast is super important on your approach on most things. Just being patient, not rushing. Um, I mean, you can just get one or two guys on the court and work on something, like you just gotta do it. You just gotta do it. I have parents asking me, hey, like, do you know anywhere my son can play? He's 15, 16. He needs to go, he needs to play more. And any clinics or camps and stuff? I'm like, I never did any of that. I just went to the beach with my friends and we played every day. Every day after school, my buddy Patrick and I would just go down to the beach and just play with whoever was there. And then you start meeting the people at the beach and start playing with them. Do you like training in the gym too? What's that like? So, yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to do this live stream for, but around 9 p.m., I'm going to go to the gym and lift. So, right now in off season, I'm trying to lift twice a day. I haven't been doing it for very long, but it's like my only time to really lift, and I'm doing volleyball full time, so I can take all the recovery I need. But yeah, lifting twice a day. I lifted this morning around 9. Did full body, so I did lat pull downs, leg press, hamstring curls. I did curls, dumbbell curls. I did lateral raises, just all the basic stuff. Dumbbell bench. Did I do anything else? That was pretty much it. Yeah, so tonight I'll probably do the same thing. I've been doing sets of 12 to 15 reps. So trying to increase size because I want a heavier arm. If you're on my last stream, I want a heavier arm so I could hit the ball harder without trying so hard, just like a club, just. And this shirt is, I don't wear these kind of shirts. I was in North Dakota, and this shirt's like not my style at all. But I was in North Dakota, stayed on this property of this guy who makes rifles. He actually sold rifles to Trump's kids. So he's really good at what he does. But he gave me this shirt. I don't know what it says, but I just realized like it's really soft and tight. Which pro is the most different than what you thought they'd be like? Oh, let me think about that. I don't hang out with too many of the guys. I think everybody's exactly how you think they would be. Yeah, I don't think anybody's that interesting. I can't. I mean, I was never really a volleyball fan. I don't watch. I don't really watch sports or anything. Like, I went into the AVP not knowing anybody. I guess I knew kinda who Taylor Crabb was, but I only found out about Taylor Crabb the year I started playing beach volleyball competitively 5 years ago. I knew who Phil Dalhauser was, obviously. But yeah, I didn't even know. I really didn't even know who Taylor Crabb was 5 years ago. So like I didn't enter the AVP like thinking like knowing all these guys and thinking, oh, this guy's probably like this or this. Like I just showed up and found out who they were once I got on the court with them. I knew who Cody Caldwell was because he played indoor. Because I came from indoor. I knew who Taylor. Okay, this is actually a funny story. Um, Taylor Sanders. Okay, I knew who Taylor Sanders was because he played at my club. He was like maybe 6 years older than me. Played at OCVC, and he was just on the national team, of course, and BYU. His first year playing beach volleyball, coming to the AVP. I'm in Newland. I'm practicing with a friend of mine who was his roommate at BYU. And he goes, hey, Taylor Sanders is coming. He's going to train with us. He wants to start playing AVP. So, okay, cool. We had a good group of 4 of us. And I hadn't met Taylor yet. So, like other people, everybody says hi to him, blah, blah. I go up to him and I say, hey, like, my name's Diego. I shake his hand. And he just like nods. He's like, yeah, nice to meet you. And I go, what's your name? Like, I just thought that was so stuck up that he just like didn't introduce himself. I already know who he is. And I'm like shaking his hand. Wait, what's your name? And he's like, oh, Taylor. But I just thought that was so funny. Like, humble him a little bit. Like, yeah, I knew who he was, but don't act like it. Don't act like everybody knows who you are. Yeah. Do you focus on legs during volleyball season? Yeah, like during season, I'll lift once a week. I'll try to. Well, okay, I'll do hamstring curls like every day, and then I'll maybe do leg press once a week, just to maintain some muscle mass. And then hamstring curls are because in beach volleyball, it's so quad dominant when you're jumping. So if you're not balancing it out with strength in your hamstrings, then your knees will start hurting. So I'll just do like a ton of hamstring curl reps. Because if you're jumping 100 times, like you should probably do the opposite motion 100 times. My club controls the practices. LOL. Oh, indoor you're talking about. Just tell your coach. Okay, this is actually what I did at Pepperdine, which is crazy. I went up to the coach. Oh, what did I say? I had a meeting with the head coach. And I was like, hey, I think we can be more efficient with our practices. Some like guys suck at passing or defense or blah blah blah. And he goes, okay, next practice, you show up in the morning with a whole practice schedule. I'll let you run the practice. My Dave Hunt said this to me. So I had a whole practice plan. We had an early practice. I slept in. Okay. I wake up in the morning with like 5 minutes to get down to the gym to present my practice plan to him. And I just get up, grab my notebook, sprint down there. I get in there. I walk in his office. He's sitting there with Marv Dunphy and all the other coaches. The first thing he says is, where are your shoes? I walked in barefoot because I was just rushing to get in there. So he's like, go put some shoes on. So I went and put shoes on, presented the practice, and then we ended up doing my practice. So tell your coach, hey, you suck at running practices. I'm just kidding. No, be nice. Just tell him, hey, I think we could do some these things to help improve. Plyometrics, yes, we do burpees, tons of burpees. Mainly in the off season, like leading up to season, we'll do 100 burpees of practice. We'll do sprints, 20 burpees, sprints, 20 burpees. And we'll do that with a 20-pound weight vest on. Do that every day. And that just helps. That helps being able to jump 100 times in a row without getting tired. But once you can do that, you won't get tired. Thoughts on the setter you played in the finals of North D? That was my cousin. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. I only know Simeon and Eddie, the hitters. I probably met the setter, but I'm not good with names. What do you do for devos? Like morning devos, like every day? Um, I'll just read through a book. Right now, my church is going through Revelation, so I'll read through Revelation too. Or if I don't know what to read, I'll just read Proverbs. But I like to go through it slow, not read too much, and then I'll journal. So if something stands out to me, I'll write it down and then write any thoughts I have about it. I journal a lot, probably too much actually. Um, yeah, sometimes I'd prefer journaling than reading the Bible, but yeah, I need to pray more. Yeah, like today I spent maybe an hour in my car just praying, which I don't do that a lot. I need to do that more, but it was like much needed. Just get away and pray. At your level, do guys cramp in playoffs? I'm hurting in playoffs. Maybe it's my training. I haven't really seen too many guys cramp, but some guys do. I hear stories of people cramping. You could drink Element. I know a guy who cramps a lot, and he said once he started drinking Element, Element packets like salt and magnesium and potassium. Once he started drinking those, he's fine. But yeah, drink the day before. Drink water the day before. Element, maybe magnesium spray, that might help. But no, I've only cramped once, and that was when I was playing pickup basketball during COVID in Newport Beach. I ditched my class. It was Zoom class at Pepperdine. I left, went to the beach, played pickup basketball. Both my hamstrings started cramping so bad. Advice for indoor setters. Um, it's always your fault. You gotta have that mentality. It's always your fault. Even if your hitter sucks, you need to see where your hitter is and know his timing and give him the set that he needs. So don't blame the hitter. If he's late, give him a slower ball. Um, I mean, yeah, I could. As a setter, you're the team captain, so make sure you're talking to everybody. Like you don't want everybody to think you're mad at them. That was my setter Patrick, who I played club with and then at Masters with. He kind of had like a RBF. He just like looked mad at people all the time, and yeah, I think it got to the hitters, right? So like, even though he wasn't mad at them, I think it just like lowered their confidence. If somebody maybe hits a ball out, set him again. That boosts people's confidence. You're the leader. You have to think about that. Like you have to lead them not just in on the court and on the offense, but like emotionally. You're like their dad. So you have to have that confidence and like self-awareness. For you, how would you approach discussing and planting the seed with somebody you care about but thinks of God as an existence, and religions are different ways that tell his story? Oh, I try not to waste my time with people, as selfish as that might sound, or as impatient. Like, people just don't want to know. And I never, like, if you read the Gospels, I don't think Jesus spent too much time trying to convince people to follow him. He said, "This is the truth. This is the way. You should follow me. Um, and if you aren't willing to, like, I got things to do." And that's how I think we should live our lives too. Don't try to convince people or drag people along. If they want to, they'll follow the Lord. So just tell him, like, no, that's not right. That's not true. Same thing, like, if you're, I mean, most of the stuff I'm saying, I'm assuming I'm talking to men. But like, if you're talking to a girl or something, like, same thing. You don't want to be dragging her along, convincing her to like you. Like, that's insane. You got stuff to do. You got stuff to do. Same thing. Like, Jesus had stuff to do. The people that are willing to follow will. I'm very tense when playing, working on my breathing. What's your breathing like when playing? I try to breathe almost every time I play. Sorry. I like, when I don't breathe, I usually don't play so well. Yeah, I mean, you're just nervous. Like, so when you're nervous, you take shorter breaths, and I guess if I recognize I'm nervous, I'll just try to take deep breaths, but trying to not get to a point where I'm getting nervous. I mean, I don't know if you're a Christian, maybe based off your username, maybe not. But if it's an idol in your life, if volleyball is an idol in your life, if you're holding it above God, you're going to get nervous because it's God you're playing for. Or at least volleyball is your God you're worshiping. Where's my ball? I don't have it on me. Oh, here we go. You should just put this up on a little, like, oh yeah, I guess they have the thing for the World Cup. It's like on a little trophy. And you just worship this. But I don't think that's a very good idea. So, like, if you hold volleyball too high, you're gonna get nervous. So even Christians do this too. That's how you can know. That's how you know. Once you trust the Lord and you trust his outcome, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. He'll get you where you need to go. So I'm not trying to roast anybody, but it's the only thing that actually works. Okay? You have to just not care. And the only way to not care is by trusting God. A lot of people, they just say, "Oh, I just put my trust in the universe." Like, the universe, really? Yeah, that'd be great. I advise you. Yes. Yes, get off of your phone. It's good. It's good. But get around believers. Like, be around other people that are serious about the Lord. I don't I don't know which take you're referring to, but I appreciate it. Oh yeah, yeah, okay, here we go. I think so many people are trying to convince you. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. I posted on my Instagram story. Somebody's like, "Give me a proof why God exists." I was like, "I don't need to convince you. I don't need to waste my time convincing you. You don't even want to know." Now, if you wanted to know, I'll spend all the time we need. I'll stay up all night. if you really want to know, and I could tell, maybe you're like still wrestling with it and like you're not so sure, but you really want to know, I will literally spend all night talking with you because it's the most important thing. Somebody coming to saving faith is literally like the greatest thing ever. Do you have any specific things or circumstances that you know you should preach to a person? Do you have those specific timings or circumstances that you know? Gosh, so do you have those specific? So do you have those specific timings or circumstances that you know you should preach to a person? Okay, yeah. Um, yeah. So when I'm chatting with people, I try to not force it. Okay. I hate forcing like gospel presentations to people. That's why I hate cold evangelism because you like walk up to some random person. Oh, hey, my name is blah blah blah. Like, you want to buy insurance? Like that's what they feel like. So that's why I like natural relationships, right? So if I used to always be looking for that opportunity, like always like, okay, I need to say the gospel. I need to like say something like now, and then you end up just rushing it and forcing it, and then it turns people off. Um, yeah, so I'll just have conversations and just like wait for the opportunities to come. You know, like obviously you want to preach the gospel to everybody, but if you think about the way Jesus went about and interacted with people, did Jesus ever give the full gospel presentation? Did he ever say, so here's the deal, you're imperfect and God's a just God and he's going to judge all the earth and the sinners and his wrath is going to be poured out on the wickedness and I'm going to die and then rise from the dead, and if you believe in me then you'll be saved from this wrath, this punishment that you deserve. um, there's nowhere in the Bible where he says that specifically. So like don't feel like you always need to say everything. You're the salt of the earth. You just being there and speaking truth will have an impact, and the Lord knows exactly what people need at the right time. So like trust that too. Like don't yeah, you don't need to say everything all the time. That's something I've had to learn over the years. So you're fishing, right? Like you don't want to scare the fish away. You don't want to scare the fish away. So observe, like when you're talking to somebody, like look at them, like look at their body language. And if you really want to just get to the point, this is what I do. I say, "Hey, like so where'd you grow up? Oh, there. Oh, great. Like do you have any siblings? Oh, yeah, blah blah blah. Did you grow up like your family grew up going to church or anything?" Just say it like that, like literally so nonchalant. Like, did you did you grow up going to church or anything? Yeah, or is your family religious at all? Just like it's not even a big deal. And they're like, "Oh," and then they'll say whatever they are, and then you kind of know how to go about it from there. But I mean, there's tons of people that say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Christian," and then I'm like, "Oh cool, like what does that mean?" Like I kind of act like I'm dumb. Oh yeah, I'll act like I'm dumb. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I grew up going to church. Like we're Christian." Like, "Oh, like what is that? Like tell me about that." And then they'll say something, and I'll be like, "Oh, like in my life, like my life completely changed. I grew up going to church. I didn't even know the Lord, and this is what happened." And then you just bah, 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 and you reel them in. Did you guys have NTDP? I don't know what that is. Have you always been religious, or did something spark the connection? So I grew up going to church, like as long as I can remember, and my mom was, I guess my mom would kind of preach to me a little bit, but I never really cared that much. I in high school, I freshman year of high school started smoking weed, started partying, and I loved it. Like I had a lot of fun, and I just went so into that. But at the same time, I was going to church. At the same time, I was doing high school summer camps and having these encounters with God, coming back home and thinking, "Oh, I'm going to live for the Lord now. Like now this is the time I'm going to actually like live right." Maybe I stop smoking weed for a month or whatever and then I just go right back into it. And I think it was because the churches I was going to weren't preaching the full truth. There was just an experience like, "Oh, God will take away your anxiety. Oh, worship's awesome," and all about the love of God, which is I think a trap that people get into, like just preaching about the love of God. But if you don't know the bad news, the good news isn't so good. So if you don't know, like, God is a just God, he's going to judge the world. He's going to punish sin and wickedness. Then you realize, oh, sin's actually a big deal. Oh, this isn't just like something I can put in my back pocket. This is everything. And that's what I thought. Like going to church, like I grew up going like, oh yeah, this is just like something I do on the side. But if the Bible is really God's word and if what's in it is actually true, then you should do what it says. And it's actually the most important thing ever. It's actually the most important thing ever. It is actually the most important thing ever. It's not like the God of the universe came down and died for you and like rose from the dead. And he has this entire, where's my Bible? Entire like instruction manual saying, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this, showing you like who he is and how you should live. And there's warnings in there, like serious warnings saying that if you live this way, you will go to hell. You will, you will go where there is weeping and gnashing of teeth. Weeping and gnashing of teeth. Like gnashing, like people are mad at God because they lived in rebellion to him and then they end up getting what they deserve and they're not even sorry. They're mad. And there's tons of people that say, "Oh, I can't believe in a God that would let most people go to hell." And they say, "Even if that God was real, I wouldn't follow him." And that shows you like people don't need proof. Because a lot of people, they said, even if the proof was there, I would still reject him. But what sparked the connection was I tried living apart from the Lord. I became an atheist. I just went farther in the world, tried more and more drugs, and I hit rock bottom. The Lord took everything away from me, and then it was the Lord humbling me, making me know that I need him. That's the Spark Notes version. NTDP is the National Team Development Program. The first ever U17 national team for USA is playing in Nicaragua right now. I loved Nicaragua. Nicaragua was amazing. It's probably my favorite country I've been to. It was also the most poor country I'd been to, but it was refreshing, you know. Simpler life. There's kids walking around on the street selling mangoes, little girls, 8 years old, walking down the middle of like downtown, super busy streets, big buses and cars and mopeds driving by and holding mangoes on their head, trying to sell them. So many people unemployed, but doing what they can to survive. But all the buildings are falling over. Government is mean. They got their AK-47s, and they look like they will shoot you. But yeah, I guess I did. What did I do? High performance camp. Yeah, I played on the USA Volleyball. Never liked me for whatever reason. Maybe because I. what what did I do? Oh yeah, we did a. So there's the different levels. There's like A1 national development team if you're in high school, A2, A3. I was on A3. And you do this camp. They run this camp every year where you spend like a week or two in some other state and you train with everybody, USA coaches, college coaches. And I think we got in trouble that year because they gave us like workout bands, elastic bands, and we put them on the window, and we had a bunch of soap in our room, and we would like have two guys holding them, and we'd pull it back and like slingshot these soaps at just like people walking by. Yeah, we got in a lot of trouble for that. So I think since then there's like a little X near my name. I appreciate it. Yeah, I need to go to Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii. I want to though. Adding to my previous, if you don't mind me asking, was it a breakup? Well, yeah, there was a breakup. Yeah, well, there's a few things. So my dad passed away. I tore a ligament in my foot. I lost all my scholarships for D1 volleyball because I got caught smoking weed at BYU. What else? Yeah, girlfriend and I broke up. And that was kind of like it was all those things in a year. And that's, yeah, I had everything I could have wanted, and it was all stripped from me. And I remember thinking, am I going to just do this all again? I had it all. I had the friends, the scholarships, the money. My dad was doing fine. We were in Newport Beach. Had the girlfriend playing Division 1. I was playing volleyball. Dad passes away. No dad. Have to move out of Newport. We had to move to some like cockroach infested apartment. All my friends go off, play Division 1 volleyball. I lost my scholarships. I'm hurt, so I have to lay down. Can't even play. Yeah, then girlfriend breaks up with me, and so I was like, yeah, am I just gonna get all those things again? And then what? Like I could lose it all again. So what am I gonna build my life on? It's the Lord is the only thing. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to copy that message about how if everything said in the Bible is true, then believing in Jesus is everything. That was bars, bro. Yeah, you can clip that. You should screen record it. Go back, and you can use that one. But that was literally my thought, like as I was reading the Bible for the first time for myself. I was reading it and I was just like realizing all this. I'm like, wait, this is like actually a really big deal. Why did you guys do that? There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I've done that you'd probably ask the same question. I mean, there's like, yeah, I got a ton of stories. I don't know how I'm not dead actually. My buddy Patrick and I. This was like a why did we do this? It was raining, and in California, like we're not prepared for rain, so all the roads will flood and just everything kind of floods a little bit when it rains a lot. And next to his house, there's a bike trail, like a pretty wide bike trail, but it was like down in this like divot. So it flooded. It's like completely like a river. So we're like, let's drive through it. So he had a Toyota RAV4, which is not even like an off-road car. It's like kind of like an SUV. Drove through it. There's literally water coming up the windshield. Like we're 4 feet deep. Barely get out of there somehow. And the car just like the car just wasn't working. We like after a little bit it started working again, but later that week his car literally exploded on the freeway. He was driving it. and like it just bursted up and started smoking, and yeah, he had to get a new car. But it was worth it to me. Everything is coming back. God's plan. Amen. Yeah, I mean I believe that for sure. But the Lord taught me to not be dependent on any of the things that I once had. Do you know what your vertical is? No. No. Maybe like 50 or 60. I think it's somewhere over there. 50 or 60. Now last time I measured it was like 2 years ago, and I got 38, which wasn't as good as I was hoping. But when I was in high school, I got 41 one time. And sometimes you just get a good jump. Like sometimes your step closes quick and you just fly up there. But my vert's been going down since I've been playing beach, which kind of sucks. Cause like when I take my approach, I'll take a look like right as I'm taking my step close, 1, 2, up. And when you take a look, you slow down and you start thinking more about your vision and hitting the ball and less about jumping. But if you don't take a look, you can just jump as high as you can and try to contact it as high as you can. But my vert's been going down. So I need to do more burpees. I've been thinking, is it even worth taking a look? Today I was filming a reaction video to my game against Logan Weber. And I was realizing, dude, this guy's so big and he's so balanced and disciplined when he's blocking that like even when I take a look, I can't tell where he's gonna go, and he could take both sides of the court. Most guys who are smaller have to lean so I can see when I go down. Um, but with a guy like who's 6'10", he delays so much. The camera's following me. He delays so much to where, yeah, I take a look and he's like completely loaded, looks the exact same every time, and then he'll just like really reach with his arms. So I thought like it's probably better to just jump as high as I can and just hit it hard and deep. Because I got blocked a lot. How old are you? I'm 25. I turned 26 in April. Yeah. So I probably look younger than that, but I'm 25, which is crazy. I'm halfway there. I got half my life is done with. No, I'm just kidding. Halfway there, baby. How's your experience at Pepperdine? They're doing great right now. They have some guy named Cole Hartke. He's insane. I went to Pepperdine thinking it was going to be a Christian school. I got there and it was not a very Christian school. Most people probably like grew up going to church just like me, but yeah, but weren't really taking it seriously. Which I don't know why I was surprised when I got there that was the reality. I guess like I thought like why would you want to go to a Christian school if you're not a Christian? Because yeah, I was going to church. I grew up in the church too, but I didn't want to go to Pepperdine because it was a dry campus. I couldn't the frats weren't as big, so I wanted to go to party school like Boulder or something. So I got there thinking, oh, it's a Christian school. There's going to be more Christians, but there weren't too many, and a lot of them were very liberal, and that really came out during COVID, during the whole BLM thing and like all that nonsense. Yeah, just people, their colors showed. And now my RA, who was once a woman, is still a woman, but she thinks she's a man now. Kind of sad. And they have like a whole billboard. There's like at Pepperdine, there's a wall. It's near the cafeteria. There's a wall, and you can like post it's supposed to be like discussion board, but you can post like controversial um, topics, and it's all just like super liberal stuff. That after everything stripped from you, which led you to surrendering to God, how did He pick you back up and even got back to playing volleyball? How? How did that happen? Well, I had purpose, you know. I ended up having purpose in life because in high school before, like everybody was trying to choose their major, and nothing interested me. I remember, yeah, just thinking like every major, every possible major, like this just sounds so boring. Like all this stuff sucks. I guess I'll just do computer programming because that's what my dad did. Um, but yeah, I just had no purpose. There's no reason to do anything because I realized like if God doesn't exist, then nothing matters. So why not just like do a bunch of drugs and try to feel as good as possible? But I guess once I lost everything I idolized and was holding on to, and then after reading the Bible, I realized, oh no, there is actually purpose in life. Like God is God and Almighty, and He's great. And if He's great, and if I'm a child of God, then I feel like I should be great, and I should be great at what I do. And I mean, you just read the Bible. That's pretty exciting stuff goes on in there, and I just naturally read it and was like, okay, well, I guess if I'm a follower of God and this stuff was happening then pretty exciting things should happen in my life too. Like I should expect incredible things. So that was, I guess, some motivation to start playing volleyball. And you know, my nationality, I'm actually American. So I was born and raised in America. Um, this is my nation, and yeah, kind of loyal. Do you try keep the ball in front of your shoulder when spiking in beach? I noticed the Amon and Helvig hit almost behind their head sometimes. Um, you know, they run fast stuff. So it's not super important that you're contacting the ball in the same spot every time. Yeah, they spread the offense a lot and they get kind of tight, right? So like David Alman will take a really fast approach, get up to the net, and then sometimes the ball is coming fast and kind of goes behind him, but he's just trying to reach as high as he can, and the blocker's never set up perfect, so it doesn't really matter. He's not necessarily trying to be deceptive. It's their setting that's deceptive. But like if you're just doing straight up and down ball, yeah, you want to keep the ball in front of you so you can have good vision and um, just like yeah, hit the ball in the same spot every time. What colleges would you recommend to play ball in for believers? I don't think it really matters. So I would say if you're actually strong in the faith, you don't need to. Sorry, I would say if you're actually strong in the faith, you don't need to go to a Christian school. If you're strong in the faith, I would actually want to go to. Well, it depends. It depends on where you're at with the Lord. If you've never really been around believers, I think it'd be a good experience to go to like a very Christian school. Um, but if you've grown up around believers, grown up going to church, I would say go to a just completely pagan school. Like go to just it doesn't even matter, so that you could witness to people. But you have to be like solid in your faith. But I went to Pepperdine, which I wouldn't even consider a Christian school. I kind of missed it, like after now knowing more and like being, yeah, I guess just more experienced. I kind of wish I was back there just to like witness to the people. But I went to a Christian school, the Masters University, which I finished at. And that was a whole different experience that like you will never get anywhere else unless you're at a Christian school. It's just being surrounded by Christians. Because you read a lot of verses in the Bible about the Pharisees and like a religious culture. A lot of the New Testament is they're in a very religious culture. And it's the religion, well, it was the Jewish religion. It was technically the same Bible, same scriptures. So you had a bunch of people that were supposedly believing in the same God, but their hearts were far from the Lord. And you'll get that if you go to a Christian school. There's going to be a lot of people that are genuine, but there's going to be a lot of people that are faking it and aren't sincere. And you won't even be able to like recognize that, and you'll never experience that unless you're like fully immersed in your church or you go to a very Christian school. How can someone develop better vision while attacking? Be patient, keep the ball in front of you. Take a look right before you jump. Like as you're jumping, like literally as you take your last two steps, look down at the other side of the court. Yeah, that's you just need to practice that. Yeah, taking a look, keeping the ball in front of you. Tell me how you started your volleyball journey. Yes, master. Just starting out and feeling terrible that I literally can't do anything. Um, I started playing when I was in the womb, so I don't recommend that for you right now at this point in your life. But you can play a lot. How old are you? I mean, you're like so. Okay, you have to recognize like there's I guess knowledge and practice that will make you better, and then there's like athleticism. Like some people just aren't athletic, and you have to kind of recognize that maybe you're just not athletic. Um, if you're just starting out, you might be athletic, and it's just gonna take time. But if you get a ton of reps, like get somebody to just like toss balls over the net at you and just pass like 100 balls every day, just getting used to the vision, seeing it, so that you can start thinking about it. Take private lessons. Private lessons help a lot. I do private lessons, but kind of expensive. Most people can't afford it. Watch my videos. What's it like to be a D1 student athlete? What are some perks do you have to keep good grades? You have to keep like a 2.0. It's not too difficult. I think a 2.0 is that C's, straight C's. Being a G1 athlete is actually hard because you have like you travel so much and you have so much practice. Like my first week of Pepperdine, we traveled for a week straight, and it was the first week of school, so I missed all those first classes, but I still had to do the homework. So like I read for 5 hours straight on the plane. I like was fresh off drugs, so I barely even knew how to read, so that was even harder. But yeah, traveling and doing homework, and then also you don't. Well, it depends on what school you're at, but most schools they don't let you make things up. You have to do it early. So if there's a test while you're gone, you have to take the test early. Um, yeah, you don't just get an excuse. What are the perks? The perks are you get some cool clothes, some cool gear. Sometimes you get some scholarship. You have friends that have to hang out with you. Being on a team like creates such a deep bond with people, like deeper than almost anything. And I wish churches would learn from that. I wish churches would learn from team sports and how they're structured because too many churches are doing team bonding activities like picnic party and this and that and just so we can fellowship and get to know each other. I'm like, we all hated that in on my sports teams. What made us really close was going to war together, being on the same mission, spending every day together, like going through it, like hating our coach together, showering together. Like this is stuff that made us close. So now if I see a guy that I played with 10 years later, um, it like we just have that bond. Yeah, we've been through it. That's a huge perk of being a student athlete. Bro's talking like Paul in First Corinthians out here. Go to those woke in faith, be around them, that they may be saved. Something along those lines. Yeah, what translation is that? The Gen Z translation? There's probably a translation that says something like that. Go to those woke in faith. Yeah, you should. I think we should be in the world, but not of the world, making an impact where we go. Oh, weak. Weak churches. Weak in faith. Be around them that they may be saved. Yeah. Yeah. You still merch. I sell merch. I do sell merch. I think I have my hoodie right here. Yes. Cop a hoodie. Cop a hoodie. Here's the front. It says Jesus rules on it. Oh, this thing needs to stop tracking me. Jesus rules. The back too. Jesus rules. JesusRules.co. .com was taken, but it's .co. And this is just the first design. There's gonna be a ton more. And I have, yeah, this is all like clothes that I sell. Oh, I should okay, yeah. Yeah, this is all clothes that I sell. Yeah, check it out. It helped me out. Beach season is over where I live, but how do you take high float serves that go straight at your face? Get used to passing it like this. I do this all the time. Watch film of me. I love passing like this. You have to be, you want to lean forward and swivel. Swivel. Get used to these angles. Like, I mean, you just got to practice it. Don't be afraid to pass it outside your midline. That's something I learned from one of the UCLA coaches. Was he actually? Yeah, was it John Hawks? He's now is he now the head coach? I think he might be the head coach. He was the assistant coach there, and then went to Loyola, and then I think maybe he's now back at UCLA. But he told me when I was like 15 or 16, never pass serves in your midline because it's when if it's in your midline, if it catches you high, I'm gonna take this. If it catches you high, there's really nowhere to go. But if it's off to the side, you can go up, down, back. Like you have way more range. In beach, you want to pass a little bit more in your midline, but I would say just get comfortable passing outside your midline. How much? The hoodies are like $60. The shirts are maybe 25. Yeah, you could think of it as a donation, but the hoodies are awesome. Oh, how much are your lessons? I I charge $300 an hour for my lessons. Um, yeah, that's what I do. Usually, well, it depends. Sometimes anywhere from like 3 to 500 an hour. Uh, Mainly because I try to not do too many lessons. Like a few a week is fine for me. But I don't know. I might give some discounts. We'll see. Because right now I'm actually trying to make more money. So if I brought that down to maybe 200 an hour, I could do way more lessons. Uh, what's on your Christmas list? What's on your Christmas list? I don't think I've gotten a Christmas present for a long time. My Christmas list. Oh, you don't want to know what's on my Christmas list. You know, I kind of have everything I need. It's actually really interesting when I have a birthday or something and people are like, "Oh, what do you want?" I'm like, "Oh, you can't get me what I want. I want world domination. That's what I want." You can't you can't give me that. Can you give me some world domination? No, I'm like trying to succeed. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I want. And the things that like I want to buy are like expensive, right? Like I need to buy a couple cameras. They're gonna be like $6,000 each. Maybe a couple more lenses. They're like $1,000 each. Um, these are things I'll probably get in the next couple months. Maybe a car. Maybe like Rivian. Give me a car. That'd be nice. But I don't really need. I don't need anything. Like I'm pretty fine. I just buy what I need. I just got this new camera. That was nice. But I want to get the Sony A, was it Sony A9 III global shutter, 120 frames per second, 4K. Thing's insane. Thing is insane. So I'll probably get one of those. It's like 6,000, and then I'll get an FX3, which I want. Domination is definitely not this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Do you enjoy beach or indoor more? Did you choose beach because you could go further in pro? No, I chose beach because I got to hit the ball, and you have to do everything, right? So I think I'm good at everything. I'm not like great at a specific thing, but I'm pretty good at just all around volleyball, which is nice. And you get to touch the ball every time. I've said this many times. Why would I play libero if the better I get, the less I touch the ball? If you get really good at beach, you don't get served, but you still set the ball, and you can still play defense. And that's why I play beach. And I don't have to be on a. I don't have to be on a team. I don't have to bow down to a pagan coach and submit to everything he tells me to do. It's a little bit more independent, a little bit more like running your own business, which I've always wanted to do. I actually went to school for running your own business. Entrepreneurship was my degree. So I'm pretty much doing that now, running a business, clothing, nonprofit, private lessons, sponsorship, etc. It's exciting. It's an exciting life. It's really fun. I want to show people with videos and stuff. But right now it's pretty mellow, not traveling too much, not doing so much. But this next year, it's gonna be insane. Gonna be insane. I do video, save the money, and get a A7 IV, but I want the global shutter. I want the global shutter. Is an A7 IV? Is that how much is that? It's full frame. Let's see. Let's ask Grok. I use Grok. I don't use ChatGPT because Sam Altman wants robots to take over the world and doesn't care about humanity. Difference between A7 IV and FX3 specs. Yeah, I'm more into video. I don't really care too much about photo. I have the Sony A7C II. Does great photo. And the video is good, but the global shutter. So the thing about global shutter is the whole sensor captures the image at the same time. So when you're moving the camera, there's no distortion. So you can move the camera and it still looks good because most cameras the shutter goes from top to bottom. So if the thing's moving and you hit it from top to bottom, it ends up looking slanted. And it's the only thing that has global shutter. Yeah, A7 IV, it's called rolling shutter. So FX3's rolling shutter is significantly better. Um, yeah, I'm probably just gonna get the FX3. It also has much better low light performance. It is twice as expensive. It's $4,000. But I think they're gonna end up coming with a new FX3 or yeah, FX3 2. So I might either buy that one or just get the cheaper FX3 original one. I'm waiting. I'm also wanting to get a new laptop, the M4 chip, but I'm waiting for them to upgrade so I can get the cheaper one. If you're into video, A7S3 or FX30. FX30, no. FX3. I want the full frame, the low light. You know, the shadows. I don't want it to be noisy. I have the 24 to 105. Any New Year's resolutions / goals? Do better. I just want to do better all the time, every day. Do better. No, I don't do the whole New Year's resolution thing. Yeah, I should trust the Lord more. Any thoughts on the future of AI? Is Palantir and Peter Thiel going to cook all of us? Yes. Did you see the video of the drone that like will track somebody and then just blow their brains out? Insane. Insane. Yeah, Peter Thiel. Yes. He's going to make everybody transgender. You see that video, his interview? He goes, I'm really into transhumanism. I don't want to just change from boy to girl, but I want to change people's hearts and personalities. He's crazy. Um, AI, it's all an illusion. It can't actually think. It's just telling you what you want to. It's responding in a way that it thinks you want it to respond. Now, I think it's a great tool. I'm definitely not afraid of it. It's like, imagine when the printing press came out. It's like, wow, this is insane. We can get all this information, all this knowledge, like right away. Or libraries. You're like, wow, I could just go in here and people are probably saying, oh, now you don't need to do your own research. It's like things just change, and that's what they're saying now. Oh, now you don't need to like write your own papers. Or I think students should be allowed to use AI, ChatGPT, to write your papers. I don't think it really matters that much because what we should be judging on is your output, right? Like what you're actually creating. Now, the standard is going to be higher now that everybody has AI. So why don't teachers just grade harsher, right? Make it allowed, but just actually make people write an interesting paper and this is why all the school systems are screwed because all they've been teaching is just memorize something really quick and then just spit it out, not actually teaching people how to think. Right? So now ChatGPT is taking care of that. Oh, I can just spit out all this information. I can answer these questions like nothing. Which what schools should have been doing is teaching creativity and unique thinking, but they're just teaching indoctrination and regurgitation. So use AI to help you be more creative because pretty soon what AI makes is not going to be valuable anymore because it can't make new things. It can only do what has already been done. But you can make new things. You can create things. And you can make things with slight imperfections, which is beautiful. You can have new ideas. ChatGPT cannot. Do you package and ship all of the t-shirts and hoodies yourself? Now I drop ship them. So I'm not making as much money from them, but when I'm traveling, I just can't be packaging everything. But I was packaging everything for a while. I have actually got rid of my packaging table in here. But yeah, I have the whole thing, the printing label, the label printer and stuff. You are my new most trusted news source. No, no, not me. I don't even watch the news. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Give us a tour of the crib. I'll do that one day. Not right now. There's here. I'll show you. I'll show you my desk. It's kind of a mess right now. But yeah, here's my. You can see the stream. Here's my speakers. Camera stuff. Like yeah, camera, microphones. I just got these sunglasses. I thought these sunglasses were pretty cool. I feel like I'm in the Matrix. You know, I've been told I look like Keanu Reeves, so I was really just trying to play the part. But yeah, this is my room. There's not really much to it. I got a small place. I'm in an apartment. It's expensive in California. And there's no need to upgrade right now. I ain't married yet. No reason. Got a humble living. We good. We chilling. I don't have any. My mom will just like randomly. I don't have any paintings on my walls. I found actually a painting. There's just some house that was being destroyed, and I went in there and they gave me a painting, which I thought was cool, but I don't know, kind of simple. LOL, you do look like Keanu Reeves. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, my hair's. I'm gonna grow out my hair. We'll see. Nah, I'm not gonna grow out my hair. I can't. It's already starting to look a little bit too femme. Favorite movie? Go. Okay, I'm not a monkey. I'm not a monkey. That's a. Sometimes I'll say something funny, and people will be like, "Oh, like, tell this person what you just said." I'm like, "No, no, no. I'm not a monkey." Even though I might look like a monkey. I've been told that. Favorite movie? You know, I'm not really good at this whole like favorites thing. You know, like, yeah, the whole favorites thing. I don't know why. Maybe it's unbiblical. Maybe that's why. You shall not show partiality. Like, don't show partiality. Interstellar was really good. Inception was really good. Uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, bro. Star Wars. What I really like about the old Star Wars is um, there wasn't like so many cuts. You know, like these days it's just like a bunch of brain rot. All the movies, there's so many cuts, so many like just moving things all the time, like always trying to keep people's attention. But if you watch the old Star Wars, it was a true masterpiece. There was sometimes there was just a still shot of the mountains with the snow and then no music. It was just quiet for a little bit. Like that stuff is important. This guy's a troll. I love that. That's actually so funny. What's your next tournament? Um, we were supposed to play this old. I was supposed to play with Nate Miller in the old school tournament, but that fell through. They actually might move it. There's an international tournament in Florida that I don't have enough points to get into. But if people drop out, I might get into that. And then these people from South Dakota are trying to get me to play in this Amish tournament in Florida called Pinecraft. Pinecraft? Is that what it's called? Like Minecraft? If any of you guys from South Dakota are on here, you got to explain that to me. It's apparently an Amish tournament. So, yeah, I don't know how. It's really just to hang out with people and have fun. It's a grass tournament. I think co-ed sixes. But these guys take it too seriously. Kenny, if you're in the chat, Josiah, if you're in the chat, I enjoy playing, and I'll do my best for you guys, but I'm really just trying to have some fun. Pinecraft. Book recommendations. Go, go, go. Okay, you're getting a little cocky. I have a bunch of. I moved my bookshelf out of here. Okay. Plato's Republic. Amazing book. I read it in college. Incredible, incredible book. He's not a Christian, but I think he was like, at least his philosophy was pretty close. Just like the whole like the spiritual reality being more real than the physical reality. But other book recommendations, off the top of my head, there's a book called The Artist's Way, and it helps with being creative. I liked that one. There's I don't know, I don't have my bookshelf in front of me. The Gulag Archipelago, about the gulags in the Soviet Union when like 40 million people were killed, and how the government just started taking people and arresting them, and nobody knew why, and they just assumed, oh, they did something bad, but then more and more people started getting taken. So yeah, thanks for hanging out, asking questions. I do like reading. Narnia. I read Narnia. I read all the Narnia books for the first time like a year ago. That was awesome. It's a kid's book, but it's like pretty high level kids book for our kids these days. Pinecraft. Are you from South Dakota? Or where are you from? Are you Amish, or are you Mennonite, or are you Hutterite, or what are you? But the ball is nuts. Playing the Amish tournament, bro. It's so sick. Have you been there? Is this a thing? Do people actually know about this tournament, Pinecraft? I just hope there's a dress code, you know. Oh no. Okay. How do you take care of your body on rest days? I don't know. I need to take care of my body. I don't do much recovery. Like, I don't really. I should stretch more, maybe. I don't roll out. This is my thought. You ever see you ever see a cheetah stretch? No. You ever see an African dude stretch? No, I'm guarantee these African dudes that are like catching tigers are not stretching, or whatever. I don't know. These people in Papua New Guinea that have to like hunt for their food. You think they're stretching? You think they're rolling out? I don't know. I don't think so. But okay, I got like 10 minutes and then I have to go to the gym. So ask away. You got like 10 minutes. Dang, bro, is goated athlete and knowledgeable, truly inspirational. Keep it up, bro. I appreciate it, Timothy. Hey, your name is Timothy. Were you named after the Timothy in the Bible? You should read Timothy, the book of Timothy. Yes, that's the book you should read. The Timothy. First and Second Timothy. Yes, I'm from South Dakota. I met you when you were there. This past like 2 weeks ago. Was that 2 weeks ago? Yeah, that was literally 2 weeks ago. Wow, it feels like an eternity ago. Wow, that's insane. That feels like so long ago. That's crazy. I've been doing so much. Yes, bro. Nate Miller is gone and big. Oh. Nate Miller. He's from Pennsylvania, which I guess that's where the Amish are from. And big shout out Pinecraft. Where are you guys all from? Can you guys in the chat just tell me where you guys are from? I like your state. I wonder who I'm talking to. What the background is. I know you didn't ask, but John Mark Comer and C.S. Lewis, all their books are so good. John Mark Comer. You know, I've heard of him. I'm sure he has a good book. Francis Chan. I like Francis Chan a lot. I've read a few of his books. Letters to the Churches. That was a good one. Providence by John Piper. That was a great one. A Prideful Soul's Guide to Humility. That's a great book. Yeah, there's a ton of books. All right. 2 minutes. Get it out. Get it out there. I've been going to the gym at 9 p.m. because I don't know why. I feel like I have more physical energy. My brain is starting to get tired. This guy knows ball. This guy knows. I'm trying to, yeah, I read Gentle and Lowly. Gentle and Lowly. That was okay. Or, yes, I guess C.S. Lewis, was it Screw Tape Letters? Papua New Guinea? No way. No way. Do you know who, do you know who Brooks Buser? Yeah, Brooks Buser. Please tell me. Damien, do you know who Brooks Buser is? Is it Brooks Buser? Yeah, Brooks Buser. Yes. Please tell me you know who he is. He's he went to some tribe in Papua New Guinea for 7 years. An unreached language group is what he calls them. Got there, learned the language, had to become a man in their culture, which meant killing a boar in lock in, Damien. Lock in. What do you mean? He's not like he's in the jungle or where? I don't even know what Papua New Guinea is like. But anyway, this guy goes there, has to learn their language, preaches the gospel. Pretty much the entire tribe gets saved and says, "Hey, we need to start going to other tribes now and like preaching to them." This guy, incredible man of God, Brooks Buser, look him up. I had lunch with him. There was a conference in San Francisco this summer that I went to. Paul Washer was there. Brooks Buser were there. They were like the two main guys. I had lunch with Brooks. We were supposed to have lunch with Paul Washer too, but we ghosted Paul Washer by accident. I guess Paul Washer was asking like, "Hey, what?" Okay, you're just trolling. Paul Washer was asking, "Hey, what time are we getting food?" And Brooks didn't see the text, so Paul Washer just went to a soup kitchen instead. But Paul Washer's amazing. You gotta Diego make story time so I can follow suit. Okay, I'm out now. That was it. You killed it for everybody. Okay. Hey, next week on Wednesday, I think I'm gonna do the same thing. 7 p.m. Answer questions, just chat with you guys. I had a good time, but I gotta go work out now. So good night. God bless you guys.